Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my F1 23 driver career mode Road to Glory here with Tauri. In this series, remember, we're trying to become champions in 1 year, starting with the worst car on the grid, which at the time was the Tauri. It is no longer the worst car on the grid by some way. We actually are now the fourth best team on the grid, and we've come off the back of a fantastic Imola result where we finished P5, our best result this season in our team's home race. No points for Sonoda, unfortunately, but that's a really good comeback off the back of a DNF in Miami and then a DNF in Saudi, which means we haven't finished outside the points this season, which is really good. Going into the Spanish Grand Prix, Sergio Perez still leads after triple wins in a row, Sainz in second with 3 second-place podiums, Sonoda back-to-back points finishes in Miami and in Australia. We're going to stick with a softer compound tyre allocation and see if we have any R&D to spend. We've got 2,000 to spend, but nothing to spend it on, so we have to wait for some upgrades to come in. That's a minor ERS upgrade, I believe. Now we have an aerodynamics department event, which we're going to decline. I think that it will increase the aerodynamics morale if we stick with the aero department. Now we're going to do another major ERS upgrade, which should come in time for Austria, which costs a bit, but should do. I thought that I was going to buy the intercooler as well, but decided that it's not really worth it because we can't just yet. 2 more upgrades, one on the chassis, one on the aero. We can now buy a drag reduction upgrade and a DRS upgrade. I'm going to go with the DRS upgrade first, which should come in time for Canada, hopefully. And then on the chassis side of things, can't really buy anything just yet because it's 800 R&D and we only have 767. So now skipping advance, and then I have a message, and Fernando Alonso is retiring from F1. So Aston Martin does seem to be the retiring team, as Vettel went to Aston Martin and retired. Alonso's gone to Aston Martin and retired. Alonso is actually doing reasonably well this season. It's a shame. Now let's obviously head into the race weekend, do quick practice as normal. Got some developments completed and develop update. We are right on the back of Aston Martin now. McLaren also make a step forward, but we are very close to Aston Martin, literally touching, so we should hopefully be aiming for a podium here in Spain. I've always liked Spain as a track, and the new layout is going to be really fun. So now we have some R&D to spend after quick practice. And I first go and buy this minor drag reduction upgrade. I thought about buying the major, but decided overall that we should do the minor first. So I purchased that, and then for the chassis, I also buy this minor weight redistribution. I chose it over the tyre wear and the weight reduction because I think it'll be more effective for us. So that's all we can really buy at the moment. Still can't buy the intercooler because our department capacity has been reached. Now let's head into qualifying. Spanish Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get into Q3 again, along with Sonoda if possible. Okay then, first lap in Q1. Bit of a snap of oversteer after that flat out right-hander, the last corner, which I really like, by the way. So hopefully this is going to be our only lap in Q1. I've driven Spain a couple times before on this game. And this lap overall, not too bad. Pretty decent, 1:13.5. That's going to be enough for P at the end of the session, along with Sonoda. Hulkenberg really impressing in the Haas in P2. Both of us are through to Q2, and that is really good for us. And to my surprise, Esteban Ocon had been knocked out of qualifying in P19, and Sargent 2 seconds off the pace, 6/10 off Ocon's time. So those bottom two really surprising. Bottas also out in the Alfa Romeo, Kevin Magnussen and Alexander Albon also out in the Williams. So second lap on these tyres here in Q2, first lap in Q2. Obviously we've gone out on these tyres again, the used set. Hopefully we can just get through within one lap. It's going to be difficult though. Sainz just set the fastest lap with a 1:13.3. We go up to the line, it's going to be a 1:13.8, and that is enough for P4, which isn't too bad, but I think we'll have to go out again, and we do go out again. This time on a new set of tyres. So then, this lap has to count. I'm not sure if we'll make it through otherwise. As it stands, both Sonoda and I will be making it through into Q3. We gain loads of time through turn 1, turn 2, and then this. I love this flat out right section through turn 3. As we've gone purple in the first sector, which is very surprising considering I was about half a tenth up. By the end of the lap, 6 tenths gained. That's a really good lap from us, and that's enough to put us into P3, which is good omens for Q3. Sonoda also making it through. Our teammate in P9. Norris also makes it through in P10, ahead of 3/10 ahead of Alonso. So Alonso, I believe, for the first time this season, has not made it through to Q3. Hulkenberg, unfortunately for him, despite impressing in Q1, couldn't replicate it in Q2, but it's Lewis Hamilton that tops the session. Q3 then, we're going to have one set. We have 3 sets of tyres since we've only used 2 in Q1, 1 in Q1, 1 in Q2, 1 set each. But I'm only going to use 2 sets, I think. I'm not going to go out for 3 runs. And this lap just was pinpoint perfection. Really, really well done lap this. A great turn 3 following the racing line. Hamilton up ahead. Hopefully getting a bit of long range slipstream, and because it was long range, we didn't get any dirty air really. And this lap was just right to its limits, accelerating on the throttle as soon as possible. Gasly sets a 52.0 for the middle sector. Let's see what we can do to that. Up the hill. Some slipstream from Hamilton. 1 second faster, 1.2 seconds faster than Pierre Gasly in the middle sector. Verstappen now in 6th. We're going to go up to the line. It's been a really good lap from us overall, pushing the car right to its limits. We're going to go up to the line. It's going to be a 1:12.2, 6/10 faster than Hamilton, and that's put us on provisional pole. What a lap. So I do go out again and go purple in the first sector. This is again on new tyres, but I go yellow in the second sector. I can't see me improving in the final corners, so I slow down right to the line. And that's going to be our first pole position here in the Alpha Tauri. That's pole position for us in the Alpha Tauri. Fantastic. Hopefully we can go on and win this race then. Sonoda in P8. Sonoda then in P8. Our teammate, 1.2 seconds off the pace though from us. I think that was a really special lap we put in though. Sainz on the front are accompanying us. Perez, our championship leader, in P4. Lewis Hamilton in P3. But Max Verstappen, quite disappointing for him in the Red Bull. Another comeback try needed for him. He's down in P9. Don't see anything else to do then other than head to the Spanish Grand Prix from pole position in Spain. Let's go.
Welcome along, everyone, to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. It's Alpha Tauri in pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Tsunoda, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Joe, Stroll, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Ocon, and Logan Sargent. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Natalie Binkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, the regulations aren't new anymore, but the teams and the drivers are still coming to terms with them. I firmly believe it's also track specific. We've seen some wheel-to-wheel racing throughout the year. Some tracks lend themselves better to it than others. I'd like to see it at every race in the whole season. Is that too much to ask?
Okay then.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
We're going to do the soft medium strategy. As usual, we want to get an aggressive start on the soft tyres and use the grip at the start. Hopefully we can go and win this race. So we can also lower our fuel just a bit, not that much. Yeah, about 1.3 kilograms extra. Formation lap first though. And we're going to be the ones leading it.
Okay, how was that put away?
And I forgot to look here about the race director and see what tyres everyone else is on. Both Sainz and Hamilton on the hards, which surprised me. Tsunoda on the mediums. We should be able to lead then through turn 1. Up to the grid then. Point 2. Really good.
Sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Okay, so that's the rest of the
Here we
grid.
go then. 5 red lights ahead of us from pole position. Here at the Spanish Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start for us. Perez also gets a good start on the soft tyres. We lead the way into turn 1. Hamilton dropped down to 4th. Sainz now fighting with Perez for that P2. Sainz just manages to stay ahead. But this is the dream start for us. We're still in it. We're still leading. Great launch for us. Really good. As now Perez looks like he has got that move on Sainz covered, but I believe Sainz now has the inside line for the next couple corners and could regain that position as we get a snap of oversteer and just managed to catch it. But Perez is now on our tail. Sainz does re-overtake Perez. But for us, at the end of lap 1 and at the end of lap 2, after 2 laps, we still lead the race. DRS enabled though now. Now Sainz and Perez right on our back, going wheel to wheel themselves, trying to go for the move on us. We hold firm, place our car in the middle of the track. Neither goes to the outside or to the inside, but we keep the position. And now Sainz is now 8 tenths back. We need to use this to try and pull away out of DRS. But unfortunately for us, we can't really do that. And 6 tenths behind is Carlos Sainz as we start lap 4. Sainz now gaining on us. We go slightly defensive to the inside, but keep the position. I don't think Sainz was going to go down the inside even if we left the door wide open. That's good for us. Now we start lap 5, go onto the grass, and that's awful for us. We lose so much speed there. Perez is going to go for the move on the inside. Is that our lead gone? No, we dive right back round the outside and managed to hold the position. As now Perez has overtaken Sainz and all that, so he still has gained the position, but we managed to keep the position. We might need another defensive masterclass from this. But Perez is also on the soft and really should be clearing us. That Red Bull is a lot faster. What's happened to our gearbox? Looks like we've got some missing gears. No idea why. But we're retiring. That's out. That's us out. That's us out. What? I don't believe that. Is that a third mechanical failure in 6 races? I'm rivaling Aravo at this point. That's us out. No, absolutely nothing we can do about it. I don't see why that was us out. We just got a bit more worn gearbox. But obviously it wasn't good fit enough to continue, but that's us out the race. Oh my word.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Natalie Bingham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, confidence breeds confidence. Success breeds success. They very much enjoyed the purple patch on there.
Red Bull puts up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. A result that will make Sergio Perez happy as he pushes his championship lead out even further. So then, Natalie Bingham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Sergio Perez then adding another win to his consecutive tally. I believe that's now 4 or 5 in a row. Sonoda, at least he gets P9. 2 points for the team, but for us, another mechanical failure. On the gearbox, we actually did invest in the gearbox durability, but I don't believe that. That's shocking. So in the standings then, Verstappen makes in P2, does manage to make another comeback drive from P14, must have had a penalty. We're now down in P11, Sonoda in P14. But what could have been in that race if we didn't have that issue? We could have won that, I think. That was our race. I think we genuinely could have won that race. And our fuel efficiency fails. Get a message as a mechanical failure apology. So 480 more R&D points. So that's a bit of compensation, but yeah, the gearbox failed. It wasn't even it didn't even blow up or anything. It just got more wear. But thank you everyone so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe for more F1 content. Weekly we upload these videos. See you guys next time. Goodbye.